Hey everyone, hi. In this video, let's discuss a bit about the eligibility criteria for the new Alberta Tech Pathway. I'm seeing a lot of questions related to this online. There is also seems to be some kind of confusion about this tech pathway. So just wanted to clarify on who can or who will be eligible for this particular tech pathway and how you can assess for yourself if you have a good chance of getting uh, through this pathway. So obviously anything is not 100% guaranteed, but still if you look into the criteria and if you think these criteria suits you, there is a very high chance that if you apply, you will get the nomination under this particular tech pathway. Okay, so if you go to the Aaip website, there is a very specific list of eligibility criteria that you can have a look. So there is eligibility criteria related to your job offer, there is eligibility criteria related to your express entry profile, and there are other things, right? But to be but just to summarize, and what I have seen from my experience and from experience of my friends, uh, if you see these few items in your profile, if there are certain if the point that I'm going to cover, if those are applicable to you, then there is a very high chance that you can get through this particular pathway. So the first thing that you need to check is your express entry profile. Okay, so you should already have an express entry profile with a score of at least 300. So if you have an express entry profile with a 300 score and more, you have a very good chance. Okay, next, in your express entry profile, you should be qualified either for a Canadian experience class or for FSW or for FSWP, and your profile should be relatively new, and it should have an expiry of more than 3 months. So if these things fit your express entry profile, then you are a very good candidate for this tech pathway. So in summary, if you have a express entry profile with these criteria, there is a very good chance. Or if you don't have an express entry profile, or your express entry profile doesn't meet these criteria, your chances are less. The next set of criteria is related to job offer to work in Alberta. So in this particular pathway, the most important criteria after your express entry profile is your job. This pathway is only for people who are already working in Alberta or who have a job offer to work in Alberta. So without a genuine job offer, a proper job offer to work in Alberta, this tech pathway will not work for those candidates, right? In that case, you should explore some other avenues. But if you have a job offer to work in Alberta, there is a very good chance. So first check whether you have a job offer. There are some additional conditions also related to this job offer, which I will cover next. So once you have a job offer to work in Alberta, the next thing that you want to check is what type of job it is, or what we call is the NOC code. So every job code here has a NOC, and when you have created your express entry profile, you must have entered a NOC code there, right? So NOC is something you should be already aware of, and this tech pathway has a very specific list of NOCs that I'm just going to show next. So have a look at those NOCs. If your job NOC falls in one of those NOCs, then you can apply under this pathway. If there is a different NOC and you apply, you can still apply, but it will get rejected. So this tech pathway is for these specific NOCs only. So once you have checked your job offer, your NOC, the next important thing to check is the industry to which your employer belongs. So each employer in North America has a code called NAICS code, right? This particular tech pathway is encouraging people working for employers under a specific NAICS code. There is a list that I'm going to share here. So if your employer falls in this any of these NAICS code, you have a very good chance of getting through in this tech pathway. Again, similar to NOC, if employer doesn't belong to these NAICS, you can still apply, but mostly it will get rejected. And one confusion I'm seeing people online is that this is a tech pathway, so this is kind of a IT only pathway or something related to computers or softwares. It's a tech pathway, so if you look in the list of NAICS, it has a host of industries, not just software. Software is one of the industries, but software or computers related, but it has a host of different industries also. So it's a technical pathway. So there is a very good chance that the work you are doing is technical, right? And your employer is having a place of work in Alberta. That's a very good chance you can qualify too, right? So once you check your NOC, please check your NAICS also. And if those two match and you already have an Express Entry profile, I would suggest go ahead and create your EOI. So I have two videos. One video is for how to create an EOI that you can have a look. And then there is one more video on how to find NOCs and NAICS. Specifically NAICS, I think NOC we all know, but NAICS is something very specific to Alberta now. So to this tech pathway. So many people don't know how to search for those NAICS. So I have a video for that also. Have a look into that. That will help you determine your NAICS for your employer. It's very simple. And once your NAICS is there, you are good. And last but in no way the least is your ability and your intention to live and work in Alberta. This is a provincial nomination, and you should give an undertaking that if you get a PR, you will be working and living in Alberta. And make sure that this is a live and work condition and not a live or work condition. So you should both have an intention to work and live in Alberta. So that's it from my side for now. I'm presenting the summary of whatever we discussed here. And if you have any questions, reach me out on comments and I'll be more than happy to help you. So till then, have a nice day and all the best.